What's up, guys? Anojero here. I wanted to show you guys some of my smaller folders that I own. Kind of let you know a little bit about them and why in particularly I like this size also. I feel like it's very useful to have smaller knives for different, occasions. Sometimes maybe you want to, have something a little bit lighter. You don't want something maybe that's too bulky in pocket, or you want something with a smaller blade so it doesn't look, as menacing as a, bigger blade. So yeah, they definitely serve their purpose. Having smaller blade knives or smaller size knives. And these are some that I own. I'll be honest, I have probably this one and this one are the ones I carry most just because I like them more. And I'll go into detail on why. So starting off with the QSP Canary. This is a 14C 28N blade with a black stonewash. I've always loved how QSP does their, black stonewash. I really like this more than a PVD or any other type of black finish. I just feel like it looks a little bit better and it doesn't wear as ugly as a PVD does. This knife is running on bearings. You got a deep pocket clip right there with inset screws, inset pocket clip. It is a liner lock, so it's very snappy and opening. This one fits my hand perfectly. I absolutely love the size of this. Like I said, a smaller knife, but definitely still fits in my hand. I have smaller to medium sized hands. And this is one that I tend to carry a lot, especially when I'm wearing like shorts or, I don't want to have anything too big in my pocket. This one fits perfectly. I love the snappiness of, how the blade flicks out with these thumb studs. You can do the reverse flick too. And it's a drop point blade, so it's very useful in pretty much any EDC purpose you might need it for. Some people don't like the speed holes on here. I actually tend to like them. I almost use them as like a grip sometimes, especially when I'm reverse flicking. I can just put my thumb in here and reverse flick either on this right here and then just reverse flick. So, they actually have a use, to me at least. Aesthetically, I still think it looks pretty cool. You can see the blade in there. I like it. I dig the speed holes. And then I got it in this neon green G10, which that's another thing that I really enjoy about this Canary, that they offer it in so many different styles of color and blade. I believe they make it in like a satin or this black stonewash. So you really can, choose any color you like for the handle, and then either black or satin finish on the blade. So very, very cool of them to offer so many varieties of this. Another little detail has the what is this called? The reversible pocket clip, and then it has the little insert right here tab, a little insert tab. So again, they didn't have to do that, but it just makes it look a lot cleaner on the show side here that they put that little insert instead of having it right there just, with the screws. So yeah, a lot of cool details on this one. I think QSP did a great job. I would have loved some jimping on here. That's the only thing I think is missing. They would have done maybe like half of the, right from here on out, some jimping. I think it would have some jimping. It would have been, I think, a little bit better in hand feel. But yeah, this one, I definitely love it. This is actually maybe the third or fourth knife I ever purchased, when I got into knives, and I love it. This is a keeper. I'm probably never going to get rid of this one just because I really do like it. So yeah, that is the QSP Canary. All right, moving on to the Gonzo. This is the 753M1. So this one they offer in two sizes. This is the smaller version. They offer, I believe, the normal variation, the 7531, which is a bit bigger. I believe it's an 8-inch blade. And this one is a little bit smaller, about 7.25, I believe. This one is running on washers. Yeah, this is on washers. It's an axis style lock. Very smooth, regardless of it being on washers. It's 440C on the blade here, as Gonzo typically does, with a satin finish on the blade. You got your green, kind of like an olive green, or I guess army green, G10 on the handle. You got your pocket clip, not exactly deep carry, but it carries still pretty well. Pocket clip, works great. Kind of that, imitation Spyderco pocket clip that they have. A lot of people hate on Gonzo, especially because of the designs. I've been told this one in particular is a, not quite rip-off, but is highly inspired by a Protec knife that was made back in the day. Not completely sure. That's what I've been told, or that's what I've heard. But ultimately, I really like this knife. I think this is one of the nicer Gonzos you can get. And as far as like the blade shape and the grind and thinness on this, it's very, very sharp and very slicey. Axis lock is stiff from Gonzo initially, but it wears in quite nice. It's pretty snappy, as you can hear. And it still has good strength on these on the springs on the inside of the axis lock. So yeah, the Gonzos, I mean, as far as action, they take a while to break in, but they feel very, very good, especially for it being around $20 or $25. I think they have very good springs on their axis locks. Not mushy at all, very snappy. This one in particular fits quite nice also in my hands, and it is quite comfortable. The pocket clip, it's a little bit of a hot spot when you're gripping down on it, but again, that blade shape right there works really, really well, and it comes down to a fine point. Really get into boxes or into plastics. Yeah, I really enjoy this one. I took this one to work yesterday, worked great. Just ripping through cardboard, ripping through plastic. Got a little bit of a mark right there for when I dropped it. But yeah, I think I'm gonna be doing some mods to this one soon. I'm probably gonna do acid wash to the blade and then stone washing it, and maybe doing same thing to the pocket clip, just because this satin finishes aren't my favorite. They tend to just mark up a lot with all your oils from your hand and stuff. Got to be constantly cleaning them, and I much rather a stone wash, so I don't have to be dealing with that. Got your lanyard hole here, reversible pocket clip as well, so has a little bit of lefty love there. And yeah, this one's also, I think, a real great pick from Gonzo. If you're looking for a smaller knife, something that has an axis lock and has quite good action, definitely a worker, because it is on washers and not bearings, so you can just cut for forever without having to worry about gunk and stuff getting stuck in there. So yeah, this one pretty cool from Gonzo, the 753M1. All right, next one up, we got the OG. This one was one that I picked up early also when I started collecting knives. I believe I got this one on eBay. Heard so much about this knife, the Ontario Rat. This is the Model 2, the smaller version, and this is the D2 version. So a little bit more upgraded in the steel rather than the Oz 10, I believe that the original came in. This one's super snappy as well. I always loved the snap that came with these Ontario Rats. it just snaps out super solid. The build quality on this is really great. I mean, that's something that I think most people that review this knife can attest to. It just feels solid. It feels like something you can really just go bear down on your cuts and just abuse. So this is one that, you know, I had to really just try out and kind of see what the hype was about, and it was real. I mean, other than the fact that I personally think this is a little too small for me. I'm hanging off the edge right here. And again, I don't have the biggest hands, so I can only imagine someone with bigger hands. You can choke up right here, right behind the blade right here. And it has some nice chimping on here. But it's not the most comfortable, especially since my index doesn't, or my middle finger doesn't align exactly with this cutout right here. So I'm kind of halfway in, halfway out type of thing. So it's not the most comfortable. The blade shape right here, I'd say this is more of like a camping knife, or, you know, a knife maybe to use. You can EDC this. It's not my favorite shape. It is, I guess, considered maybe like a drop point, but that tip isn't really as low as I would like it to be. I just prefer a lower tip to get into cuts. This is a bit more of, you know, you got to be real high up to get really into cuts. But all around, this is a really, really cool knife. Got your army or olive or army green G10 on here. Got your pocket clip that is reversible to up, down on both sides. Really, really solid build. I mean, that's one thing that just stands out from this knife. You got good access to the liner there. It's running also on washers, but it just has a more snappy and just solid feel to it. Really, it's just, I think, the quality that Ontario puts into their knives. Nice thin blade also, so it is quite slicey. And the D2 obviously, you know, is an upgrade to this blade, or to this knife, which gives it, you know, obviously that just a little bit more resistance and a little bit better steel on here, other than the AUS 10, which, you know, some people might like it better for its stainless capabilities, but I think the D2 is appropriate for this, especially me living in Las Vegas. I don't really worry about rust too much. So yeah, this one is a definite keeper also. I actually lost a screw when I got it. It seemed that the screws weren't exactly tightened, so, you know, when I used it, one of these screws fell out. So if anybody knows where I can get a replacement screw or has an extra one, let me know, please. But yeah, this one is also very cool. If I ever need, you know, a knife to take out to, you know, camping or anything that I know is going to be ridiculous hard use, this is definitely the one I'm going to reach for, because I know it can take it. So yeah, that is the Ontario Rat, or the OG as I call it, classic knife. All right, and then lastly, I got here the Gonzo. I always forget the name or the number of this. I wish Gonzo would just give their knives names. This is the, I believe it's the FH931. I'll put it in here right here somewhere if I got it wrong. But yeah, this one right here is my favorite Gonzo. I've owned not too many of them, so I can't really speak on all of them, but this one, and I own the 727S, or 727S, which is pretty much a, you know, imitation Gonzo with an axis lock, or their version of it, I guess. And that one I really liked, but that one I did a giveaway and gave that one away. And then I just kind of got into the blade holes and stuff, and this right here is awesome because it has the blade hole, small compact size, still quite chunky, G10 backspacer, really grippy G10 on here. I believe it has a D-shaped pivot also, so that's pretty cool. Wire clip, I think Gonzo needs to do way more of this, and just other companies in general. It's just, so having a wire clip is so great. This thing slips in and out amazing. Has your lanyard hole here. Again, reversible with that pocket clip. And then just this blade shape. I absolutely love this blade shape, kind of like a Warncliffe with more belly on there. I wish they would have cut this right here a little bit more down so you can actually put your finger right behind the blade. But other than that, I mean, this is more of a 3-finger knife. It is a little smaller than I'd be, 100% comfortable just gripping onto, but it does, serve its purpose. Like I said, you can have something to just open up, make your cuts, and put it away. And it's quite light. I mean, it is a little bit chunky. You got milling on the inside of those liners. Oh, and I didn't mention this is D2 steel. So Gonzo has been doing a couple changes, I believe, to their lineup. They've been implementing a lot more D2 into their knives, which is, I think, great. And they've been making their own designs, which is a huge step in the right direction, I think, for them, since, obviously they are known more for their highly inspired models, to put it nicely. This is a great design, great looking knife, great utility you can get out of this knife. It's not the thinnest, so it does have a quite thick of a blade. So, it's not going to be the sliciest. You can definitely put your own edge on there and get, better cutting results. But this is more of a, just a quick pocket. You can just throw it in your pocket and then just know you have something there. Not too aggressive, not too big to scare people. It's a nice little pocket knife. You can just make your cuts, put it away. And I love that it has the the blade hole. You can open it with your thumb. You can reverse flick it. This is running on bearings also. A little bit of jimping. I wish they would have gone up more. I feel like I'm always just complaining about jimping. But I just really enjoy having a nice grip on my knives. Yeah, because, with especially how small this knife is, your thumb pretty much reaches the end right there if you're actually making a hard cut, But yeah, you have great access to the liner right there, as you can tell. So it's running on bearings, drops down. Really satisfying sounds on this one also when you're opening and closing. Yeah, I just really enjoy this knife shape right here. I wish Gonzo would make this in a bit bigger version. I'd buy that immediately. Or just different, knives in that kind of same Warncliffe or sheep's foot style. I think they need to do a little bit more of that. So yeah, this actually I think is, out of these, probably be this one, and then the QSP, and then the Gonzo, and then the Ontario, as far as like my favorites. So yeah, this is all the knives. Let me take them all out for you guys. You guys can see them one last time. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you guys have any comments, any recommendations, or if you guys need to reach me, go ahead and comment, and I will leave my email in the description. I'm close to 500 subscribers. I will be doing a giveaway, so keep an eye for that. I've had a lot of people help me out with my last giveaway that, kind of put me on the, give me the info about, these scammers that are trying to, infiltrate the giveaways and stuff. So I'm going to be having a little bit closer eye on that. And yeah, just keep posted for that, guys. Have a good day. Talk to you guys later. Bye.